What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 18 downloads video. Today I'm coming back at you guys with episode 6 or episode 5, I believe, of the top 5 players to go ahead and invest in, and in turn you're gonna make a lot of stubs. Of course, all of these guys are guys that have potential to go diamond, to go gold, and on so and so forth. So basically the whole concept is you buy the guys that I tell you to buy in this list, you invest in them now, and eventually with the roster updates they will go up in overall, and in turn their stub value will go up retrospectively. So without further ado, let's hop into the first player that we have on this list, and that's going to be in Minnesota. And it's not Eddie Rosario, although I do think he has good upgrade potential. That's actually Eduardo Escobar, and now don't worry about his price right now. Of course, he is a shortstop. All shortstops prices are insanely inflated right now because of the Glaber program that will die down eventually. But Eduardo Escobar nonetheless is a good guy to go ahead and invest in. Right now, he has a 345 batting average and an 800 slugging percentage in his last 15 games. And he is also leading the Major League Baseball in doubles currently with 26. So I can see that power and contact both going up a fair amount. Of course, he is a switch hitter and he doesn't really have a weak side. He's hitting really well right now. Of course, his fielding is kind of a downside. If he had better fielding, it would be easier, but he really does not need much to go ahead and go gold. So a little contact here, a little power there, and he will be a gold card. So next, over in Boston, we have a guy who just got upgraded to gold, but I think he has a good case to potentially go diamond this year, and here's why. In his last 30 games, he's hitting 333 and an 810 slugging percentage against lefties. His contact just went down against lefties for whatever reason, but 333 and 810 slug in his last 30 games. 45 and 39 is so disrespectful, it is not even funny. Also, he has a 706 slug versus righties, so that power versus righties could also potentially go up, but really the lefties is our key statistic to look at. He's got the speed, he's got the defense to go ahead and go diamond. Now, if they just keep putting his left-handed stats up, because he's doing the work right now, SDS, you gotta figure some stuff out. He's hitting lefties pretty well right now. He definitely deserves an upgrade because I really think he does have a good chance to go diamond, and he's only 1.2k right now, so it's a good time to go ahead and invest on him right now. Then over in San Francisco, a guy who just went ahead and got upgraded, just got a POTM card as well. I can't ignore it though. Brandon Crawford, man. He's batting 457 with a 761 slug in his last 30 games, a 423 batting average versus lefties, and a 788 slug versus righties in that same time span. And in his last 7 games, he's hitting 611 with a 1.278 slugging percentage, which is absolutely off the charts, especially for Brandon Crawford, a guy who already has insane defense. It's the same thing with Andrelton. Andrelton's, of course, an 84 overall, who has a chance to go diamond pretty soon. He has really good fielding, so it's not that hard for him to get diamond. And the same thing with Brandon Crawford. He's slugging pretty hot right now, so the power could definitely go up. He's also not striking out too much, and he's making really good contact, so I can see that vision going up as well as the contact. Brandon Crawford, he was hitting really good in the month of May, and now he's hitting even better right now. Brandon Crawford is looking to start the shortstop position in the All-Star game, and I think he definitely has a good chance to go diamond in MLB The Show. Next, our only pitcher on this list in the Philadelphia Phillies, we got Aaron Nola, going for about 3.2k right now. Of course, diamonds at least go for 5k, but come on, they really all go for at least 10k if we're counting correctly. But Aaron Nola, in his last 2 starts, he has a 130 opponent batting average, which is really good. 76 hits per 9 is probably not where it needs to be. I can see that getting bumped up for sure. And in general, his season relies around that stat that hits per 9 should be higher. Also, he is striking out batters at a fairly high rate, over 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, which is it's a little bit above average, and he has been increasing that lately, so I can see the K per 9 going up as well. Also, in his last 2 starts, a 0.85 whip, and he's also not allowing too many home runs. Of course, home runs per 9 does not really affect gameplay, but it does affect overall, which in turn affects price. So Aaron Nola, I think, is probably going to go diamond by the end of the year, and if he gets to face facing teams like the Mets, I really do think that he will be diamond pretty soon. And then our final guy on this list is over in Kansas City, Whit Merrifield. He isn't hitting as good as he did a couple of weeks ago, but nonetheless, 429, 679 slug versus lefties in his last 30 games. The contact is probably somewhat where it needs to be. It could get bumped up to around an 85 or so. He was on my roster predictions for the last week, but for some reason he did not get upgraded. Not too sure why, but power versus lefties is really the key statistic, of course. Almost a 700 slug in his last 30 games. I don't see why they didn't upgrade that. Hopefully in the next update, which should be not this week, but the next week, it should get upgraded. And honestly, if that just goes to like a 60, 65, I think Whit Merrifield is probably a gold card. Of course, another case of his defense is just not that good, so it is harder for him to bump up in overalls. He doesn't have that kind of stat padding onto it, but if his power versus lefties, like I said, even gets to a 65, because he has 24 extra base hits this year, 4 home runs, 20 doubles, I really think he has a great chance of going gold and joining Moustakas and Salvador Perez. He's not even going for 500 stubs right now. You can make a nice profit if you go ahead and do that, because all golds will at the very least quick sell for 1,000 stubs, so you can make a nice profit in return with Whit Merrifield. But that is going to do it with another edition of my top 5 players to invest in. Of course, use all these guys that I said. Go ahead and buy them now. Their prices, they're cheap now, but once their overalls start going up, their prices will start going up as well, and you can make a lot of stubs and hopefully maybe try to go ahead and get this 99 Vladdy Daddy, man. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like down below. If you guys have your own thoughts and opinions on some players that you guys should be investing in, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. But hope you guys have a great one today, and there you guys comes out.
Love is love and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory.